Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's have a look at some stocks on the move today here in Europe. I'm Caroline Hepke and I'm joined by Bloomberg reporter Chloe Millay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday. So, ITV is in talks with Comcast about a sale, so potentially a bit of M&A.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's really boosted the shares this morning. So ITV confirmed that it was in early talks to sell its media and entertainment unit to Sky, which is owned by Comcast, for 1.6 billion pounds. So it seems that investors are very happy. After years and years of ITV being discussed as a takeover target, it seems that now it is finally happening. This is interesting because this is a doubling down on the UK broadcasting market from Comcast after buying Sky, which is quite an interesting bet given that it's not necessarily worked out super well for them so far. So Comcast has written down the value of Sky by billions of dollars since it acquired it in 2018. And the division of ITV that it wants to buy, this media and entertainment unit, is struggling quite a bit because of a slowdown in advertising and this move away from kind of traditional media as well. So the CEO of ITV said just yesterday that businesses were really holding back on spending on advertising because of the uncertainty surrounding the UK budget that's coming later this month, and that it will mean lower revenue in that division for the fourth quarter. So it's quite an interesting move to be buying this particular division, which has been struggling a little bit. But let's see if the deal goes through. But so far, it seems that investors are very keen on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's on ITV. In terms of Novo Nordisk, they've increased their bid for Metsera. We were talking about this yesterday, weren't we? This offer and a battle to buy a company that's also making viable obesity drugs, isn't it?
Absolutely. But it is actually, Novo was actually down this morning after raising that bid for the obesity startup Metsera. So it's another escalation in that takeover battle between Pfizer and Novo for that company. Getting Metsera is really going to be crucial for both of them. So Novo has fallen behind its closest rival Eli Lilly in that obesity space, and Pfizer is really trying to make inroads in that market because that's such a profitable market. So they both really want it, and you can see that with that takeover battle continuing. But now the reason why Novo shares were down this morning is because there are concerns now arising among investors that the higher the bids go, the more likely the bidders will be overpaying. And there's also the threat of regulatory hurdles. There's antitrust concerns coming into view as well. So we'll see how this goes going forward. The bidding war is apparently expected to conclude in a few days. So let's see who actually wins out and how the investors will be reacting to that based on the eventual price.
Okay, so that in the pharma space. Now, looking at IAG, which owns British Airways and others, their share price has not done well today.
Not at all. And that is because it seems that people are just not travelling between the US and Europe as they did before, as much as they used to before. So the North Atlantic route, which is really crucial for IAG, it was quite weak over the third quarter, and that in turn weighed on earnings, which ended up missing estimates for that quarter. Airlines in Europe have been mentioning that weakness for quite a while now, saying that passenger demand into the US is becoming more and more restrained. That is because partly travellers are quite put off by the stricter immigration procedures that are currently in place in the US. And then also because amid all the trade tensions, companies are scaling back on corporate travel. So there's fewer work trips as well. And that is obviously quite a big part of demand for British Airways or Iberia as well, which IAG also owns. The demand for premium cabins, though, is still quite solid. So that is also what Air France and Lufthansa have said. So those are the three kind of legacy carriers. So at least there's that, but that weakness in the North Atlantic route is really what is dragging down those shares this morning for IAG.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.